So, you're thinking about laying your own laminate flooring? That's awesome. The feeling of accomplishment is huge. But let's be real, there's a thin line between a pro-level job and a total DIY disaster. And you know what that line is? It's the tools. So today, we're going to make sure your toolbox is prepped for a totally flawless finish.
And this quote right here, it's from a flooring contractor, James Miller. And it really just hits the nail on the head. A workman is only as good as his tools. This is the core idea for everything we're about to talk about. Because when it comes to flooring, your tools, they literally define your results.
Let me put it another way. Having the right gear is the only thing standing between you and a gorgeous, professional-looking floor, or a floor full of headaches. And trust me, we're aiming for flawless, right? So let's dive in and break down exactly what you're going to need.
Okay, so first up, Section 1, why the right tools matter. The short answer, because with flooring, accuracy is absolutely everything.
You know those super satisfying flooring videos on social media? We've all seen them and thought, yeah, I could totally do that. And guess what? You absolutely can. But the secret to getting those perfect, tight seams isn't some kind of magic trick. It's all about precision. And that precision, it comes from having the right tools for the job.
All right, moving on to Section 2, prepping your project. Now, listen up, because this is the foundation. If you get this stage right, I promise you the rest of the job becomes so much easier.
Okay, everything, and I mean everything, starts with measuring and planning. So you're going to need a good, reliable tape measure for sure. A carpenter square is a must for getting those perfect 90-degree angles. And here's a big one, a chalk line. This is your secret weapon for making sure that very first row is dead straight, which is, well, it's critical for how the whole room will look. Seriously, don't skimp on this part. A little bit of precision now saves you from wasting a ton of expensive planks later on.
And this, right here, this is the DIYer's mantra. You've heard it a million times, but it's true. Measure twice, cut once. Say it with me. Before you even think about picking up a saw, just repeat that to yourself. It's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, and oh my gosh, it will save you a world of frustration.
Okay, so before you even get close to laying down a single plank, we have to talk about the subfloor. That's the main floor underneath everything. Once that's ready, you lay down the underlayment. And for that, you'll need a really sharp utility knife, a straight edge to guide your cuts, and some special underlayment tape to seal up the seams. Believe me when I say this base layer is not optional. It's absolutely non-negotiable.
So, what's the big deal with underlayment anyway? You might think it's just a thin layer of foam, but it's so much more than that. It's this amazing multi-purpose barrier. It gives you cushioning, it reduces noise, and most importantly, it protects your brand new floor from moisture. Skipping this step? Yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster down the road.
Okay, let's have a serious talk for a second about the one area where you can't, under any circumstances, cut corners, and that's safety. Look, you're going to be on your knees for hours. Saws are going to kick up dust, it's going to get loud. So please, get the gear. Knee pads, safety glasses, gloves, ear protection. It's not optional.
It really is that simple. You can't enjoy that beautiful new floor you just installed if you're nursing an injury. When it comes to projects like this, safety isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely essential.
All right, all our prep work is done. The foundation is set. Now it's time for the main event, cutting and installing the planks. This is the fun part. This is where your project really starts to come to life. So, you're going to need a few different saws for different kinds of cuts. Got some tricky curves to cut around pipes or door frames? A jigsaw is going to be your best friend. For those quick, perfectly straight cuts at the end of a row, you can't beat a miter saw or a circular saw. Now, here is a huge pro tip, so listen closely. To stop the pretty, decorative top layer from chipping, you always want to make your cuts with the plank face down. Game changer.
And why does that matter so much? Because the quality of your cut has a direct impact on the final look of your floor. A clean cut gives you that tight, seamless fit we're all after. But a ragged, chipped edge, well, that's pretty much impossible to hide, and it can make the whole project look, well, a little amateurish.
Okay, so how do you get those planks to lock together perfectly tight? You'll need a few special tools. You've got your tapping block and a rubber mallet to gently, and I mean gently, nudge the planks into place without breaking that little locking system. Then, for that very last plank in a row where you have no space to work, that's where a pull bar comes in. It's essential for cinching it up nice and tight. And then you have spacers, which we're about to get into. Those are critical for the edges.
So what's the deal with these little plastic spacers? Why are they so important? Well, they create something called the expansion gap.
See, laminate is what's known as a floating floor. It's not actually nailed down to anything. And like wood, it naturally expands and contracts a tiny bit with changes in temperature and humidity. That little gap you leave around the edges, that gives the floor room to breathe so it doesn't buckle or warp over time. Super important.
Okay, we've covered all the essentials. Now, let's talk about leveling up your toolkit. These are a few optional upgrades. You don't have to have them, but man, they can make the job so much faster and give you an even cleaner, more professional result.
Here's the perfect example. Picture this. You get to a door frame. The old way is to try and cut the plank to fit around it with a handsaw. It's slow, it's frustrating, and it usually looks kind of messy. The Pro upgrade? An oscillating multi-tool. This thing lets you cleanly slice a little notch right out of the bottom of the door frame so your plank just slides perfectly underneath. It's a total game changer for getting that truly professional finish.
Want a few other secret weapon tools? You can buy all the installation tools separately, but honestly, a good flooring installation kit usually gives you higher quality stuff all in one go. If you're tackling a basement or a kitchen, a moisture meter is an absolute must-have to check the subfloor. And never, ever underestimate the power of a shop vac. Even one tiny little pebble left under a plank will create this annoying little bump that you can feel forever and can't fix later. So keep it clean.
And that brings us to our final section, knowing when to call in the pros. This might be the most important part of this whole guide. Because you know what? The smartest DIYers aren't the ones who can do everything. They're the ones who know when it's time to put down the tools and call for help.
So you just have to ask yourself an honest question. Is DIY the right move for this project? This isn't about whether you're good enough. It's about being realistic and looking at the specific challenges of your space.
And here are the big red flags to look for. If your subfloor is super uneven, like a roller coaster, or if you see any signs of moisture or mold, just stop. Full stop. Those are bigger problems that have to be fixed by a pro first. Same goes if your room has a really complex layout with a ton of weird angles and corners. A pro can save you from a massive headache. Just remember that golden rule. You can't build a beautiful floor on a bad foundation.
And let's wrap up with this thought. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just about being able to say, I did it myself. The real goal is to have a beautiful, durable floor that you absolutely love and can be proud of for years to come. So whether you're the one who lays it or you hire a pro, the real win is just getting the job done right.